Hello my wonderful people. So today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about our Chloe, because the reason I wanted to make this channel was because I wanted to help mums and dads and families that are in the same situation as that we found ourselves in 11 years ago. So Chloe was, I won't go into the full details in and out because I don't want it to be such a long film and you know, you want to disappear halfway through, but I just wanted to give you a brief update of what happened. Chloe was born fine. She was born at 32 weeks. She grunted a little bit when she came out, but everything else was fine. She came out early because I ended up with an illness called septicemia. So that was no fault of hers, it was all me, and she came out by C-section. She was born with a port wine stain that covered half of the left side of her face, and but everything else was fine. They advised us to go and see Great Ormond Street Hospital, which we did on the 29th of December. He advised us that he'd seen this kind of illness before, or this kind of prominent birthmark before, and he wanted to do an MRI on Chloe just to make sure everything was okay. Fast forward 4 days and we got called in and got told that Chloe had this very rare, which is extremely rare, brain disease or brain tumour, because it's a mass, and it's where the birthmark is inside the brain and it grows with the brain and riddles it. So basically, as the brain grows, it grows with it and riddles it as it grows, as it kills the brain as it grows with it. I'm not very good with the technical terms of everything, to be fair. Every time I do go into these doctors and they tell me half of the stuff, I always walk out of there very overwhelmed and usually crying. So you'll have to excuse me that, you know, and don't punish me for not knowing all of the technical terms, because I really do not know myself. So we come out of there with a 3-month-old baby, knowing that she had a disease called Sturge-Weber syndrome. It was life-threatening, and we had to prepare for the worst. Chloe's epilepsy started about 6 weeks after that, and her epilepsy got to the point where she could not have a day without having fits up to 5 to 10 times a day. And it got to the point where, fast forwarding, when she was 3 years old, she was now blind at the sides, and her epilepsy was going catatonic, where they weren't just absences anymore, she was full body shaking, which was hard. It was hard because you've got your little girl, and you know, I'll tell you now that no matter how much I tried to prepare myself, every single time she had a fit, I was like, right, I've got everything ready. I've got her back on midazolam ready, which was something like a little syringe stuff that you put inside of the mouth. We had the buckle training, and that would bring her out of each fit. But you couldn't give it to her unless she'd been fitting for 4 or 5 minutes. So we did that, and I will tell you, it was hard. And I cried every time. Every time I tried to prepare myself and hyped myself up and got, you know, I'm ready for this. Chloe needs me and I can deal with this. I turned into a blubbering wreck, which was probably not what she needed. But we nearly lost her through her epilepsy in 2011, and basically she had to have the left side of the brain disconnected. That was the only way she was going to survive. And but to have this operation, she was going to lose the use of one side of her body. She had to learn to talk again. This is what they were telling us, and she would lose a lot of maybe short-term memory or her long-term memory. Different things were going to disappear. and maybe her personality too. We had to make the decision to do this when she got taken into hospital where she couldn't come out of an epileptic fit. She was having one after the other, after the other, after the other, and we said that's it, she's going to have the operation. And on the 8th of November 2011 she had that operation, which you'll see on my thumbnail. That was her just after the operation. Not the laser treatment, which is on the right of the thumbnail. I'll insert some pictures here. The laser treatment was what Chloe decided to do, to have some of the birthmark reduced because it was quite dark, and she had something called glaucoma, and it was to ease pressure off of the glaucoma around the eye. So that was one of the reasons why we had the laser treatment done. So she had the left side of the brain disconnected, and forward a couple of days she started coming out of her sedation, and she said to me, "I want to get out." And I was like, "What did you just say?" "I want to get out." She couldn't talk clearly, but she could talk. Something I didn't think was going to happen. And fast forward again, she come home, we did therapy, she learnt to crawl again, she learnt to hold on to things, and she started walking again. She had the operation on the 8th of November 2011, and she was walking again by the December, or beginning of January. Little steps, holding on to things, but she could walk again. She couldn't move one side of her body, so she had a bit of feeling in her hip, so she was kind of pulling her hip along and standing on the leg, which was great. She still has no feeling in her leg or foot, and her arm. She has no feeling in the arm either. But she is the strongest little girl I know. She still has problems. She still has a lot of issues that we have to deal with together as a family. As in, her leg now needs the ligaments cut where her foot has no feeling and it started to bend in. So we have that to go through. She has an operation next week because the pressure has built up around the eye. So she's going to have all laser treatment again to try and help that. She has problems with her spine. She has got a long road ahead of her. You know, the number of things that she had and she's had done and she's had chucked at her, she has always come through fighting. And it's through the strength of her that I get through life day to day, because she is my little miracle. I want to share our story of our life and the miracle of this little girl and this little boy. I'll tell you about Callum in the next one, otherwise this video is going to be extremely long. But I want to share our story with you, and I'm hoping that our life will help someone out there, because when Chloe got diagnosed with this illness, I had nobody. I couldn't find anybody that had the same illness as her, and I struggled. So I'm hoping that these videos will help somebody and get you closer to what our life is like. I hope that these videos do help somebody. I really appreciate you watching today. Thank you for listening to me. I'm sorry if it was a bit of a long one, but make sure you subscribe and like to this channel. Don't forget to leave a little comment down below, because I love talking to you all. And let me know if you're going through any struggles in your life. Maybe there's questions that you would like to ask. Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because it will let you know when I bring out the next one. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.